Hello, welcome to my channel. I heart Aries. My name is Chelsea, and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. y'all know I don't ever do lives because I'm trying to get my software together. But I was like, you guys deserve a live. I need to come on here, tell you guys what I've been going through, how life has been lifing for me. And, I just definitely wanted to interact with some people because I'm finally feeling better. I'm finally feeling better after my trip. I know I got a lot of people to respond to in my emails, but once you hear what happened, you'll understand why I was not in my emails. Okay, so let me tell you, this is a bit of a story time. And then I'm gonna attempt to do the daily today, okay, for tomorrow, which would be what, May 13th? Oh yeah, Friday the 13th. Okay, look, let's do one thing at a time. Okay, so yeah, so y'all know I went on a birthday trip for my birthday, April 17th, and then I was like, okay, you know what? After this was exhausting. I'm coming home, I'm chilling, getting my head in my work, stuff like that, getting back to the grind, whatever. Hello, everyone. Hello. So then we get home, my mom's like, oh, I want to go to the beach for Mother's Day. And so it's like, okay, it's your mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mom, we don't have our mom feathers. So I'm like, okay, Mom, let's, even though I plan to stay home and possibly go to Jazz Fest because they had Jazz Fest that weekend, I said, we'll go ahead and do the Myrtle Beach trip. We went to Myrtle Beach for Mother's Day. It was just supposed to be from the weekend, and I come back home Monday night. And so I usually, when I travel, and this is story time, guys, just letting you know, I'll do a reading after. But when I travel, I always drive my car to my friend's house who lives like 5 minutes from the airport. And then I take a Lyft, get to the airport, come back, take a Lyft, which we're going to have to re-navigate all of that. But anyways, and so my flight was around, I get home around 11:30. And I got a Lyft, and every time I get a Lyft, this is how you know, you got to follow the signs sometimes. I'm always at baggage claim. I have the Lyft ready to say, accept ride, And I always notice every time I do it, it takes Lyft about 10, 15 minutes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have it set up here. And I'm going to press, as soon as I start seeing my luggage, I'm going to press, get the Lyft, and, it'll correlate because I had a sleepy child with me. Well, this time I press order the Lyft. The Lyft was like, the driver will be here in 1 minute. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even have my luggage in my hand. I'm like, okay, let me get my luggage. Me and my child running outside. I pull up, and this is another sign. The car was all beat up and damaged. I'm like, most people who drive Lyft, they usually take care of their shit, right? So the car was wrecked and this and that. And I was like, intuition was like, no, but I'm tired, sleepy child, still get in the car. And he takes me to my car in front of my friend's house, and my child's back asleep at this point. So he pulls up, opens the door, and I'm carrying my child to my car. As I carry my child to my car, thank God I grabbed my purse, the man drives off with my shit. The Lyft driver, and you know what I'm saying? At first I'm like, okay, this is an accident. This is an accident. He's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. Okay, so let me put my child in the car. A minute passed by, 5 minutes passed by. I'm like, this, you know what, is coming back with my shit. He's coming back. There's no way this man just drove off with all of our luggage. 10, 15 minutes passed. I called my friend, I called my cousin because she drives Lyft. I'm like, okay, so what's the protocol for this? She was like, well, you can message him. I messaged him 3 times. Lyft only allows you to message the driver 3 times if after 3 times, you can't message him anymore until they respond. He never responded. I tried to call him, busy signal. Okay, so now I'm like, all right, dude, at what point do you realize you got my shit, the shit that you put in the car? It's a van, so you can see it in the rearview mirror. You know what I'm saying? Never comes back. I called the police, and the police come, and mind you, this is like midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I call the police. The police come, 2 sheriffs, and they're like, well, they're trying to do on my phone everything I've already done, contact the driver, call him. And he was like, well, technically it's not theft. He was like, technically you left your stuff in the car, so it's not theft. I'm like, excuse me, sir? what? Like, are we speaking the same language? Because I just told you I carried my child to the car and this man drove off with my stuff. I did not leave my stuff in this lift. So I'm like, this is not, the math is not mathing right now. So I'm just like, okay, what do I do? I literally sat in my car till like 2:00 in the morning, just dumbfounded. I called a few people, but I'm just sitting there in a state of shock. Like, this man has all my luggage. My Mother's Day gifts are in there, you know, my son's stuff. And it's like, really, truly, it took me about an hour sitting there. I got home and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was luggage. It was clothes. I don't know if y'all know, I'm a kind of bit of a shopaholic. All that stuff. That's how I had to talk myself off the ledge. Like, all of that stuff can be replaced. I can replace it. It's just clothes. Yada, yada, yada. But, you know, it's still kind of, it was the audacity for me. It was like, you know, after a while, as hours are passing, like, at what point do you clock off work and see my messages? Right? So I'm like, you have to see my messages. You see me at some point, you saw them. So the next day, 12 hours has passed. Okay, yeah, you stole my shit. So, okay, what am I do? Wait a minute. I'm going to use magic. Okay. That's the fuck I'm going to do. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use magic. And you know what? Part of it is I always carry a few tarot cards with me. And this is, I don't know, maybe y'all could use this tip. I carry my a few tarot cards just in case I need to do a reading, which I did have to do when I was on a trip or something like that. And I always write I put in the bag of my tarot cards, I always say, if you touch these cards, you will be cursed. And I do that for TSA, so they won't be touching all of my shit, because you know they go through everybody's stuff. Usually works. They're never really misplaced or touched or rummaged through or anything like that, because I wrap them up. So yeah, the next day I was like looking, I was like, okay, what spell can I do to get my stuff back? Because cop's not helping me. Like, I did have a friend who has a husband who's cop, and he was like, that's bogus. The cop shouldn't have told you that, yada, yada. But I was like, something could be could be done. All right. Something could be done. I messaged my good friend Sierra. She gave me some herbs to use, but I ended up finding a lady who's a witch, and she had the same situation happen to her, and she casted a circle with her friends. And she just used this chant. And we got, guys, when I tell you that I use all the energy, I'm going to post the chant to my community page. I use all the energy in me. And I said, you know, if this man will have no peace until he brings me back my stuff. I said his name and everything, because, you know, you could see the app and use his name or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool, let it go. Later on, one of my great investigative friends, I told her what happened. And I gave her his picture, and she was like, oh, bet. She was like, we could do face search for him. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of that. So we searched the man's picture, right? We searched his picture and found all of his family. and just as I was making a post on Facebook, and I was about to tag all of this man's family. And mind you, this is now over 24 hours later, still no response, still nothing. My finger is about to press post. And he starts blowing me up. And I'm like, I click over and I'm like, hello? And his voice is so like frazzled. He was like, oh my goodness. He was like, is there somebody here? He's like, somebody left their stuff and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I couldn't even understand what he was saying. He was talking so fucking fast. And I was just like, yeah. I like played it cool at first. I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, girl left the stuff. I was like, I was wondering when he was gonna call me. It's almost 2 days later. And I was like, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Please don't press charges on me. Cause he saw, and I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, just drop my shit off and there won't be no problems. Cause I was like, Chelsea, you're getting your stuff back. Cause the Aries was about to come out of me, and you know how that could be. But I'm just like, it really be, you know, the audacity. And then I realized what's going on with the planets. We're at Mercury retrograde right now. And I was just like, take a breather. Because the old Chelsea was about to come. Like, once we found his people, I'm just going to say that, okay? I'm from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans. Once I find your people, we know where we can find you. It's above me now, okay? But that's where I've been. I've been dealing with that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's been a real energy drain. And not to mention, when I travel, I need about 24 hours to just decompress. Being in the airport is so draining for me. I love to travel, love to go on vacation, but being in the airport, whew, it's a lot. And I'm always usually traveling with a child. So on top of that, then having to like regain my energy. Yesterday, the day before, I really, after dealing with all that and the cops and everything, I just was sleeping. I had to just come back to me. Yeah, the old Chelsea. We all have an old version of ourselves that we are constantly trying to change, right? Yeah, we'll never, ever drive Lyft again. We're going to figure it out, whether I have to get a car service. I'm going back to the old taxi cab, whatever. I mean, because at least with the cabs, you could track them down. Lyft has made it so easy for people to do exactly what he did. I feel like I was not the first person, probably won't be the last. Hopefully I'll be the last, because that man almost had a heart attack. Whatever happened to him, whatever spirit did to him to bring my stuff back, hopefully it taught him a lesson. But yeah, that's where I've been last few days. Still haven't got my stuff, but I'm going to go pick it up later. How has everyone been? I'm not even going to press charges. You know why? Because I feel like I could hear in his voice the fear. I feel like he had a coming to Jesus moment. How are you guys doing? I'm using my new deck today for this daily. What is this going to be for May 13th, 2022? I was able to read the whole book of this deck. So I love this deck. Can't remember who got it from me off the top of my head. And I want to say thank you to another subscriber. I came home. Who was it? Let me see. And I'm going to use it as well. This things never have the name on it. Tammy, thank you so much for the gift. She got me a dream catcher and a deck as well. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. See what it is. Yeah, but life has been lifing right now. So I will be back into my email today. Like yesterday, after all of that had subsided, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was like, okay, I was like, I need rest. They say, like, if you were born during a Mercury retrograde, that it doesn't affect you. And I think Mercury was in retrograde when I was born. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's a way to check if you guys didn't know, but I don't know about that. A few planets were in retrograde when I was born, so that may be why things are always on fire. I will be in that email today, Diamond Rose. So you guys, just to let you know, it was real self-care. It was real self-care out here. Gotta protect yourself. Let's see here. What do we have here for the Aries collective? Holy Spirit, Spirit, and some angels, please allow me to give a clear message. I love these cards, y'all. Ooh, I love this. Ayazan, we have miracles. Miracles. I'm gonna look up what is a book near me. Let me see. She's number 42. What is she a goddess of? She's a high priestess. Okay. She's Haitian, queen of the market, riches, and sacred initiations. I love this. It says, you are a magnet for miracles. You are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe? All things are possible. Dare to dream bigger. I always say that in the morning too. I said, a miracle is going to happen to me today. So yeah, Aries collective right now is the time to believe in miracles and dream big, go big. I tell people that all the time. Like, sometimes your manifestations may not be coming to you because you're asking for the bare minimum. I think we tend to do that a lot because sometimes it's so hard to wrap our mind around that we really could have it all. And trust me, I'm a walking testament of somebody whose life has completely changed around for the best, from the bottom of the bottom. We had individuality. You leave your unique stamp on love and everything that you do. We have relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Beautiful. I'm going to have to look at y'all's comments as we go back. Some of them I see, but my eyesight is not the greatest right now. Yes, the African goddess deck. Is the person who got it for me, are they in here? Anurag Saluja. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you. All right, let's see here from the Moonology. We're still in eclipse season. That's crazy. Like, I've been in a state of like, if you're affecting my energy, I can't even talk to you right now. Like, I have some people that I truly love dearly. Some people I just had to block. Just be like, you know what? Right now we can't do this because we're not in a good space. And sometimes I truly believe like you got to protect yourself and your energy at all costs. Okay, because it really can screw up a lot of stuff in your life. Yeah. Okay. So we have a time for healing. A time for healing. All right. And on impulse, being the impulsive Aries that I am, yeah, I guess we can all identify with that. I know I'm not the only one, right? Am I the only person who's impulsive? I am impulsive. I say what first comes to my mind. Sometimes I do what first, but on impulse, I had tarot cards in my bag, and I was just like, you know what? I went to the store yesterday. Everything that was in there that I really needed, I went and bought yesterday. So I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I should have just waited. But so I have a few decks that I already have that I will be giving away. So that, that's making light out of a difficult situation, which is not really that difficult, but I'll be giving away a few decks. I think I ordered 2 tarot decks that I really love. They were my favorites. My favorites I always bring. So, and a few love oracle decks. Oh yeah, nobody is perfect. Let's see here. What's happening for Aries? Okay, we got the 4 of Swords in reverse. What is the challenge here? The challenge we have here is the 3 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. We always look at the 3 of Pentacles that it could be a work situation, but to me, it's anything to do with collaborating and growth, usually other people coming together and being able to build off of a solid foundation. So for this being in your challenge position, I feel like there's a situation, especially with the 4 of Swords in reverse, that someone here really needs to take a pause, needs to take a breath, needs to take a step back and evaluate. It seems like some sort of relationship. Could be a love relationship, could be family. Yeah. I'm not sure why, there seems like somebody is not wanting to stop at the moment. Not wanting to stop and reflect. Maybe it hurts too much to stop and reflect about it. But that's what the situation is calling for someone to do with the 4 of Swords in reverse, is to take a step back and reflect on a situation and then move forward. And you know what this seems like, Aries, for real? It seems like here somebody may obviously have been hurt, got their feelings hurt in some sort of way or capacity. And instead of taking the time to heal from this situation, we just like to keep going. And that's what it seems like, okay? Instead of taking care of yourself and taking a look at the situation, because in the challenge is actually coming together with someone and through the energy of love and trying to heal something, trying to work on something, okay? And we'll see what that is. Not the bottom of the deck, but we have the Judgment card as the advice from Spirit. Let's see here. What do we have in the outcome? Ooh, saw the Devil. What do we have in the outcome? Thank you. A lot of cards fell out. We have the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords. Also that flipped out was the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Somebody may be coming in with an apology. What I'm seeing here, though, this looks like Mercury retrograde energy. This is that energy of miscommunication, arguments, things being misconstrued. Now, this could be a love situation, absolutely. But I mean, we love our friends. We love our family. This seems like someone here. It's like if you allow yourself to kind of go into that healing energy or at least surrender, I feel like a situation is going to work out better than you could imagine. It has to do with a relationship, and we'll look into that more. Look at that. Some of you, it could be a marriage. Now, it does look like somebody, though, whoever this is involved with, somebody is being a little manipulative. That could be you, Aries, or that could be the other person. And that manipulation seems like it's coming from wanting to get a rise out of the other person. Like it's almost like somebody knows what they're doing. They know what they're saying. They're trying to trigger someone, because the Page of Swords sometimes to me can be immature communication, or this could be someone here who's messing with you. And then they're like, let me watch and see if it affected them. We'll see a little bit deeper in what this is. Oh, I did that. When I quit my job, we see the Nine of Pentacles, and it was just too much. It was too stressful. And I was like, you know what? The way I quit, it's the way how it fell in alignment. My job actually ended up paying me for a whole nother month after I quit. That's happens when you're a good worker. But anyways, I quit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a month or two off of work and see where that leads me. Never went back to work. 3 years later, have never stepped foot in the office. The way it just fell in alignment. We had the pandemic and then this and then that. And then, so sometimes sometimes those losses are not really a loss, whoever's comment that was. And sometimes you do need to take a step back and just reevaluate. What do we have here for the Four of Swords? All right. Yeah. Lessons here. Some sort of karmic lesson. Something is changing. Something is changing within a relationship, how you communicate with someone. There's might be a situation where you thought there never was going to be any healing, and that's possibly coming in right now. And it feels like this is coming in here because someone stood their ground. Look at that, the Devil in the back in reverse. Okay. What is the challenge? Let's clarify the challenge. No, the Page of Swords again. Let's clarify this. Oh, wow. King of Cups in reverse. One person here. It seems like one person here is not emotionally mature, emotionally available. There's somebody walking by my house. Pugsley might see him. He might start barking, but he's looking at me. Okay. With the King of Cups in reverse, this is somebody here who could be really erratic when it comes to their emotions. Also be emotionally unavailable, or just doesn't know how to ground themselves. And mixed with the Page of Swords here, that comes with a sharp tongue. That comes with somebody who doesn't think before they speak. They speak off of emotions, and it could be really hurtful and harmful. The King of Cups also gives very unhealed. It could be a water sign here that you're dealing with who's very unhealed. They don't think before they speak. They just say what they want to say. And then we have the Queen of Cups here, who's very compassionate, who's willing to work with somebody who is healed, and who knows that coming together is for the greater good of the relationship. So that's what the challenge is here. Because if you see this King of Cups in reverse, Page of Swords, and we have the Three of Pentacles here with the Queen of Cups upright. Okay, it's definitely a couple here, but they're not seeing eye to eye. It seems like one person is trying to heal the situation, but it almost seems impossible because this other person is not looking at themselves or looking at their own faults with this individuality here. But I think Spirit's trying to say here, for whoever this is for, you may have thought that this was a lost cause, or this was an end, but there may be a miracle that can happen. Some of you may not have thought you'd be able to release this, and that's the miracle. Some of you here with the Three of Cups here and the Judgment, you're going to have a chance to reconcile, come together, and heal this situation. But it's only because it's the divine is permitting it. Okay? Yeah, the Sun is at the bottom. Let's see. Let's clarify the Three of Cups. Yeah. If you can put the drama and baggage behind you, if you can let go. A lot of people, can't tend to move forward. And this is just observation. Because every time there's a coming together and trying to heal a situation, I feel like people think they have to bring the past into it. And with this Judgment and the Three of Cups here, it's saying if you can release what happened between you two, if you can release the baggage, and be that person who doesn't always bring up, oh, you did this to me, you did that to me, whatever, there can be real healing here. But I'm concerned here about the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords. Let's see here, the outcome. Yeah, okay, so there's a relationship. Look at that. We have the Hierophant. Yeah. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Give us one more card here. And the Page of Pentacles. There's the apology. It seems like someone here has been being really stubborn. Okay. They've been intentionally difficult, intentionally causing conflict in this relationship. And they're realizing that it's really cold from where they're standing. It's like somebody here who wanting to be stubborn, wanting to play mind games is giving really unhealed. It's giving some sort of trauma, from the past. And this is how sometimes people operate in relationships. This is how I've always been, so this is how I'm always going to be. But I see that someone may have stood their ground in a situation, and now it's showing that, this person is really hurt now because they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't think Aries was going to do this, or however this is. But it does seem like the situation could be healed. I think whoever stood their ground, it's a good thing that you did, because it allowed the person to see that, what, you could lose me. You could lose me by the way you're acting. So, either you're willing to lose me or you're going to work on yourself. We're going to work on this relationship together and we're going to heal. So, but there is, everybody has free will, right? You can't force people to do things, but the one way that you can help a situation, I don't want to say change a person, but is by setting your boundaries. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pull a guardian angel card, and then after this, I'm going to get in those emails. That ego could be the death of a lot of relationships, a lot of people. It's heavy. It's heavy. I struggle with it still to this day. Sometimes I have to tell myself, "Ooh, that's not me. That's my ego." Yeah. Look at that. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself and surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you didn't mind me going on the rant about my story, but I had to tell someone. I had to tell you guys. So I will talk to you soon, and I'll probably be back on later. All right. Bye.